think our audio is on now. Now we're live.
Oh,
You okay?
No, you're in my way.
Oh, move your foot.
You're too close.
You're playing footsies with me.
No, it's mine. I had to be in this area.
No, you're good.
There's still a lot of straw.
On your blanket?
Yeah.
Hey, look at us.
I can't see us. Where are we?
You can't see us? Here, let me put us up on the big screen. Windowed projector view.
So much straw. I might regret keeping this.
There. See?
Okay.
Now you can see us.
That's...
You look nice, don't you?
That is short hair.
I like it. Oh, you're hot. You're hot.
Hey, thanks.
Yep. Give me a little test action going.
Test.
Try it again.
Test.
Test. Okay, that should be a little bit better.
Something's buzzing.
It's probably a bug.
Did you let bugs in my house?
No, I would never. Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the Homestead. We're live, by the way.
Okay.
This is good stuff. All right, you wanted me to give
Good
you
stuff.
some.
That's
Vitamin C water.
vitamin C water.
The strong stuff. All right, Homestead updates. Right.
Oh no, I'm good.
You're good? Don't
I'm
cough
good.
into the mic,
I can't. I just have to cough sometimes. This is
right?
I think I put too much honey in this.
Oh, you did?
Maybe.
Okay. And then we've got what's in the news.
It's fine. You don't have to make points. Let's just.
Right? And then how to make money.
Oh, we don't know how to do that. If we did, we'd be
We know how to make a little bit of money.
less poor.
We know how to make money when it's super important. Oh my goodness. All right, friends. Well, nothing but the best in quality entertainment here, right?
That's right.
Yep. So, but my name is Shaphan. This is my wife Holly. We are Hurricane Homestead, and yeah, it feels like it's been a while. It feels like it's been a month, but it's only been like
We only missed 1
weeks.
week.
We only missed 1 week. It's just.
It's in the light.
Is it in the light?
Yeah.
I hear the buzzing.
It's. You see it?
Oh, yep.
It's in the light.
It's one of those stink bugs, isn't it?
I hear everything.
So
My children know.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Are they where they're going to be?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, well, what have you been up to?
I got a haircut.
You did get a haircut. I got a haircut too.
3 of the 5 of us got a haircut this
Yes.
week.
It's
It looks
got
good.
mine nice and short.
I like it.
Got a nice fade going on. It is awesome because my favorite barber that I used to have to drive 35, 40 minutes all the way into.
It's only 40 minutes because you drive inappropriately. It really should be like 45.
There's a reason why I'm an emergency responder. But anyways, they moved into town. And so November 1st was their first day open in our little community. And I was super excited. So I went down and I got a haircut.
Good.
And then
They were kind of slow, so we sent Silas down
we
to get a
sent Silas
haircut.
to get a haircut too. And yeah, so now we're all happy. And then you were jealous. So
I
that,
wasn't jealous.
yep, you were jealous because I was looking so good. Got this nice short
It's true.
haircut. And you went and got yourself a haircut. I really like it. I like
Thank you.
what you got going on.
I like it too. I keep forgetting though, because it's a lot shorter than it was
Yeah?
earlier today. And I keep forgetting that it's short. So every time I see myself right here
Yeah.
or in the mirror, like if I go into our bathroom or something, I'm like, oh, and I forget. But I do like it. I like it a lot.
I got a little bit of a cough. Something's going on.
I don't like
You
where,
alright?
I don't like where you put this.
You don't like where I put it?
No.
Where
Can I
you
move
gonna
it?
put
Can I
Yes, you
just move it over here?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we got haircuts. The kids, Christina finished up her volleyball stuff.
She did.
Yep. I was.
Yeah. So they had a big tournament
Yep.
to end their little short season here, and her team ended up taking 3rd in this tournament, and it was kind of a big deal. She did great.
Yeah, she did really, really well.
In the last 2 games, well, in the last game, her team had 14 points
Uh-huh.
on the board total, and she scored 7 of them.
Whoa, you look blown out there. What happened?
Oh,
Oh my.
okay.
There's a lot of action. I can fix that though. Watch this. I got skills. I'll just open this up. And then I gotta go to configure video. Why did it do that? Oh my goodness. Bada bing.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Much, much better. Okay. Alright. There, we fixed that. So now you look normal. Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, the kids are doing school stuff. The kids are doing sports stuff. Alyssa had her last home game.
She did have her
for
last home
football
game
cheer.
in the middle of our volleyball tournament.
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun day.
Which I'm grateful was they were in the same location, just in different different parts of that
Yeah,
park.
so Alyssa's on a homeschool cheerleading team, and then Christina was on a league volleyball team, like a community league, and they just so happened to be having their tournaments at the same exact time
Yes.
on the same day
In the same park. While there was a 5K going on.
While there was a 5K
So it was
and
a
a farmer's market, and
Yeah.
yeah, so that was
It was eventful.
a lot of exciting stuff, and that means I didn't get the garden done.
It's fine.
It's all fine. It's just fine.
Absolutely.
Right, priorities, right?
But so we did that, and then we had a fun Reformation Sunday.
We
at the
did.
church.
That was a lot of fun. Yep.
We joined with the church officially.
Yep. We are official.
Officially official.
Yep. So that's super exciting. It just feels like home.
It
again.
does. It is home. It's
Yep.
always been home,
So,
but we have a lot of homes, I think, over the years. But
So there's a lot been going on in our lives. Not a lot going on here on the property. Still haven't had much rain. We've had a little bit of rain, but the creek's still dry. And I don't know. It's been the driest it's been for a long time. I was
Yeah.
going to look that up, and I didn't.
I think that we're getting some rain later this week, but it's just still, again, nothing significant. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna. And it's not just us. I think
Right.
our whole nation is feeling a bit of
Oh yeah, there's been a drought everywhere. It's
bit
been
of a
affecting
drought.
a lot of stuff.
I like what you keep saying though. It makes me hopeful. You keep saying that the moisture's got to go somewhere, and I'm
Yeah,
just
it
like,
does.
maybe it'll be snow.
It's in the atmosphere. It's going somewhere. It just needs to come here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
So
we had
usually hurricanes blow it up from the Gulf, but
Yep.
they've all been going further east.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting year weather-wise. Our daughter's quite interested in that. But
So, but then snowstorms are supposed to be hitting the Northeast, right?
yep, they are.
Major
They are
snowstorms.
pretty big ones for sure.
So all kinds of fun things.
But then we had Monday. The kids got to dress up and go to school.
Yep.
They go to
did.
they go to school one day a week. They go to a homeschool tutorial where they meet with tutors and other students their age, and they change classes, and they get assigned a week's worth of homework and come home and do it at home. So it
Yep.
works well. But they got to dress up, and they had a little costume contest, and Christina won
She did. She was
for
a
the
gumball
whole
machine.
school, middle school through high school. I have a picture.
Yeah, you've got a picture.
I don't know. Can you show the picture like that?
We might be able to show a picture
Let me
like
see.
that.
Here she is. There. She was a gumball machine.
Oh yeah. Here, just do like a messenger to me, and I'll pull it up on my.
Okay.
Where's
Well, it was really cute. So she dreamed up this costume and made it all by herself. And
I think she had some inspiration from like Pinterest.
she
or
did. Yeah, I
something.
mean there were some other people who have done this type of thing before, but this was her own personal take on it. So she did this 100% by herself. And
Let's see
she-
if it pulls it up.
our family tends to be pretty competitive. Actually,
Yeah,
we-
I mean, she did a good job on it. I mean, she did it all herself. She made it, and what in the world? Done. Leave me alone.
there's always something.
Here. All right, come on.
Is it happening?
Well, it's because we're streaming and sending video out. It makes it really slow. So, but yeah.
There she is. She was a gumball machine,
is.
and her little fanny pack there is filled with gumballs that she really enjoyed giving away.
Yeah, that was fun. I didn't even know they made those gumballs still.
Yeah.
'Cause you never see a gumball machine anywhere. And we found them up on like the top shelf in
At Walmart.
Walmart's candy aisle.
Yep.
And they were just like gumball refills. Who'd have thought? Anyways, I think that's what won it for. Because
She was bribing
she
the
was
judges
bribing the
with
judges' gumballs.
candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. She's good at that.
It's possible. But anyway, so that was a fun day.
It was fun. I dressed up as nothing.
It's a very good-looking firefighter,
That's right.
homesteader,
So we
homesteader.
did go down to the fire department and hand out some candy.
Mm-hmm.
Christina and I did. And I took Cole. Oh, poor Daisy. She's been in heat the past couple weeks.
She's doing better.
She's doing a lot better now, but Cole was going crazy.
He needed to get out just a little bit.
Needed stretches. So we took him trick-or-treating. He loved it. He just had a blast.
He's such a good dog.
Yeah. He's like, I'm making so many friends and everybody loves me. And there's no Daisy around driving me crazy.
Huh.
Yep. So, but
He thinks he's handsome. When he goes out, he really he gets
He's
a
like-
big head. Like everybody thinks I'm such a good-looking dog, and he's not wrong. He is a handsome
he
dog.
is a good dog. And then, but yeah, he just there was a couple people that he wasn't sure of. There was this one kid in this top hat and mask and everything, and Cole's like,
He's not
I can't-
100% sure about hats.
I can't see your face, and you look a little weird, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. But he warmed up. I was like, it's okay, cool. And then there was one kid with like a plastic axe, and he's like,
That looks
doesn't
like a
look
weapon.
like you should have that.
He's not. Cole
That
does not
might be a
allow
shenanigan.
shenanigans. Shenanigans are not allowed.
So, but we had a good time. Christina got to see all her friends running around in town.
We have trick-or-treating out here is different than it was in a neighborhood, and it's kind of wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like everybody. You stop in at the mayor's house, and then at the principal's house, or who used to be the vice principal.
Well, as far as I'm concerned,
She always will be.
still the
right?
principal.
And stopping at the church and do the trunk or treats, and see everybody that you know, her piano teacher's house. So it's like you just know everybody in town, and
It's
so
fun.
It's
It's
fun.
a lot of fun.
And Christina doesn't like it because she likes to go get all the candy.
Yeah.
And then we stand there and we talk to somebody for 10 minutes, and then she's like, "Can we go?"
She did come home with multiple full-size candy bars.
That's right. I think that she hit the jackpot. So that's the goal: get the most candy and the most big candy.
It has truly been a kind of a whirlwind of a week. So I'm glad that it's done between football and volleyball and all the Reformation Sunday and Halloween.
And we didn't mention why we missed last week.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it was Silas's birthday.
It's his 16th birthday.
That's right, 16th birthday. So we decided to take a little break from doing things, and we all stayed home and just enjoyed each other. What's going on here? It's just, I said, accept all cookies. That's gonna.
It's like, great, thanks.
Yeah, I don't think that the news stuff is gonna work very well.
You don't think it's going to work well?
Well, I mean, it's coming up, but it's running so slow. And then there's things like this, but that's okay.
What is this?
It's the.
Decline.
That's what I need to click, isn't it? I
Decline.
couldn't read it from way back there. Boom. Accept all cookies. Now we can do it. Okay.
That's not what we were talking about.
This is one of mine.
Oh, I thought you didn't have any. Oh, good.
I got the one, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
not a funny. I usually find a funny one.
I found a
You did good.
cute one.
You did good. So I guess that should bring us to this next section of the chat.
Okay.
All right. Do you know what this is?
Do I know what is?
What is it?
In the news.
In the news. You try it. Just like that.
I'm going to not.
Okay. In the news. All right. So this one is actually kind of pretty serious, and it hits us close to home because of all the I don't know, in rural areas, drugs seem to be
Yeah.
I don't know that they're more abundant, or if it's just that everybody knows each other and everybody knows somebody, so it affects you a little bit more deeply. But
There does. I do think that there is more. I
Yeah.
do think that the maybe it's amount per number of people or something.
yeah. So, but this article, fentanyl drives overdoses, mistaken beliefs persist. This article actually kind of frustrated me when I was reading it
Yeah?
because they're playing down the truth, and they even say what the truth is, but then they're like, but this isn't really what's going on. So anyways, they're saying that there's an increase in fentanyl related overdoses, which is absolutely true. I mean, we've had 4 in this county alone this year, and we're a itty bitty tiny county.
Oh, yeah.
And so the general consensus is that more drug users aren't happening. Like, it's not that there's more drug users, it's that everything is being laced with fentanyl, and that's exactly right. But the reason that everything's being laced with fentanyl is because it's so easy to get a hold of, and it's so potent that you can put just a little bit in it, lace a little bit, and it gives a better high or whatever they want to call it. The problem is if you get a hold of some of this drug that's laced with fentanyl and your body is not acclimated to it, it is so easy to overdose. And that's why a lot of overdoses. But this article is saying like a lot of people believe it's because we're not securing the border and this and that, and that's just not true. But when you look at the actual numbers and the stats, China is where the most of the fentanyl is manufactured, but then they ship it overseas to adjacent countries, to the U.S., and they smuggle it in. And Mexico, the Mexican border, is one of the largest borders apart from Canada, right, on the U.S., and that's where a bunch of it is coming from. And this article is just like, it's probably not because of that, but it is coming from overseas. It's like, where else is it coming from? Anyways, that was frustrating. And then there was another thing in here where it was talking about how it's not dangerous if you come in contact with it, which is absolutely not true. And I don't even understand how they can even, like it says right here, it says, the crisis is in the crisis is reducing drug demand. The fentanyl might turn up in trick-or-treat baskets, Halloween, and merely touching the drug briefly can be fatal. Something that research found untrue, and that advocates worry that make first responders hesitate about getting life-giving treatment. All right, so it is likely not going to be fatal if you just touch it. They're right. But it's completely misleading because you will absolutely be affected by touching it. And the thing is, you don't know when you're touching it.
Right.
So 14 seconds. Like, you put your hand in fentanyl, 14 seconds, and you'll receive enough fentanyl through your skin to be heavily affected by it.
Wow.
And so that's one of the biggest problems with fentanyl, is because it's so potent. It's absorbed through the skin, it's absorbed through the mouth, it's absorbed through your blood, because the particles, the molecular structure is just so small, and it'll get into your bloodstream, and it is like opioids on drugs.
Yeah. Well.
So, yeah.
I mean,
so this month we did some opioid training at the fire department, and got trained on using Narcan and different things which will actually offset the opioid high temporarily, and let it be worked out of the bloodstream. But it's definitely a serious problem around here. I don't know if I told you this, but they actually found, I don't know if it was this year or last year, they found an entire brick of fentanyl, enough fentanyl in one brick that would kill the entire county. Here in Cannon County.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's serious stuff. So we're taking it seriously, and be aware that there are problems, and I wish that others, like people that could have a little bit more control, would do some things about it. But they're not, so it's our responsibility to protect
be
ourselves.
aware. And
So that's the one that popped out to me because I was frustrated by it. Anyways, but you found some, right? There was this one.
Yes, but I only briefly.
Corn farmers weary of vomitoxin.
Vomitoxin.
Vomitoxin, latest stress on global grain
Which
supplies.
I immediately thought, causes
Vomit?
vomiting, but it doesn't seem like that's actually
No.
what it is.
No, this is actually
Vomitoxin.
vomitoxin is what causes ear blight. So that. And basically it causes this kind of milky, chalky white,
Sure.
and then it to rot. But this will actually cause the animals to eat it, like pigs and cows and things like that, to get really sick.
Yeah,
At high
right.
levels. And so it's been spreading. I don't know if it's been spreading, but it's been identified mainly in Iowa. Was it Iowa?
I think it was Ohio.
Ohio?
I think it was Ohio.
Yeah, emerging in Ohio. and I think that they said like 50% of the crops have been harvested this year of corn. But this affects everything. I was thinking like, okay, so maybe it's just going to affect, food consumption.
No, it's actually a big deal.
And animal feed and things like that. But it even affects the ethanol, because ethanol is produced obviously by corn, and then they offset the cost of the production process by selling the brewers' grains as animal feed. But in the whole distillation process where they're making the ethanol, it actually increases the potency of the biotoxin, which then makes animals even more sicker.
Right.
So it's
more
kind
sicker?
Of more sicker.
You sticking with that?
It's more batter.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, and another thing that I was considering as I was reading this is, so not only are they having to get rid of corn crops that are affected with this, if they catch it, if they find it, and we're already dealing with a grain shortage and things like that.
Yep.
And the one thing I've been saying is, well, we can grow corn. Like
Right.
corn grows in more of our states than wheat does. And I was, well, we can grow corn. Corn's a good substitute. Well, now there's an issue with wheat. There's an issue with corn.
Yep.
So with all these shortages, so not only that for human consumption and our grains, but also then for animals. So this isn't just about making them sick. I mean, that's another thing we eat. So.
And this is one of those things. This is a toxin that affects all cereal grains.
Right.
So it's not just corn. So you couldn't just say, all right, well, we're having this issue with corn. We'll grow wheat here or barley here next time. No, because it'll affect that too. So the only way to really fix it is by tilling everything over and trying to get rid of all of the little particles and hopefully letting it die out before you plant another crop.
And their harvest was already so small just because of the drought and the weather conditions. So, I mean, we're already down, and then to have this toxin come in and have to go down even more is just...
It's crazy. So, and then, what do we got here? I already continue with Google. Sorry. Only the best here, right? You picked from weird sites that I have to log into.
Well, but...
Right? Oh, we'll save that one for later. There's this one. All right. So, if the corn issue isn't enough,
right
now we've got more birds being affected. Commercial egg farm houses 1 million chickens. It's been infected with the bird flu.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, more migrating birds causing issues. This one was the Iowa one.
Yeah, and then there was something else. You can keep talking about that.
But yeah, this was the first major commercial entity that has been affected since April, since the spring migration, and over 1 million chickens in Iowa, and from what I understand, there's not really much that they can do if it is the avian flu. Other than just euthanize that flock, because, well, there are things that they could do. They could quarantine the flock and try to see which ones are going to survive, and then allow that breed to continue to grow and be stronger. But it's easier for them to euthanize them all and sanitize everything and then just grow.
Well, I can't remember where it was, and I can't find it exactly right now, but I think maybe Ireland. Somewhere they were told that they had to house all of their poultry, all of them basically, because the bird flu was so bad there. Yeah,
that's right here. UK poultry farmers demand government issue housing order over rising avian flu.
And then, the other thing here is that there's going to be, well, there already is a turkey shortage. So big Thanksgiving turkeys are probably going to be hard to find. If you it's a really good reason to, I think last year, my family got, my side of the family got their big Thanksgiving turkey from a local farmer at their farmer's market. They actually had the opportunity to go visit the turkey while it was alive and, see how it was being raised and everything.
Cute little turkey.
So
name it.
you may not be able to go to Kroger or Walmart, but you can go to your local farmer's market
I actually
or to a neighboring farm and
Thought that would be fun, is just like sell a turkey, but then have like a camera on it doing a live stream like the whole time, and you can watch your turkey grow up and like get fed every day and like hatch from an egg and then just like,
Sure.
grow up, and then you can be like, okay, here you go, here's your turkey. You can come and process it and pluck it yourself and then take it
Yeah.
home. That'd be great.
sure.
I bet we could do that for like $150 a bird.
Speaking of,
Oh,
you can
So-
get into that later.
yeah. All right. So then we got one more article. Look. All right. So we got one more article. This is a fun one. All right. So it was just Halloween trick-or-treating. A homesteading family tries chicken pumpkin carving method with their brood.
Yeah.
And it worked amazingly well.
I think it sounds like fun. We have 22 chickens and 1 pumpkin left uncarved. I think that,
You want to try that?
I think so.
So it looks like what they did. I think that they saw it like on TikTok or on a reel or something like that. Or
From another Homestead family, yeah.
And continue reading for free. You and your weird articles.
Listen, it was good.
It was a good article. So
Like you should have just done more prep.
I should have done more prep. Well, I did it all on my other computer, and then I just tried to open it up on this one. So I had to redo everything I just did.
But I think, didn't they start by, like, they scratched the surface
Yeah.
of the pumpkin in the areas that they thought they wanted it carved.
Yep.
And
so-
then they put something they felt like the chickens would want.
Well, so if you watch the chickens, whenever I threw them like any of the squash, or if it wasn't like the baby squash that was nice and soft, if it had a hard outer shell, they didn't like pecking through that.
Sure.
So you'd have to break it open, and they like the soft, squishy stuff. So I imagine it'd be the same with this. If you scratch off and expose the fleshy part of the thing, then they would just pick through that, and they wouldn't pick through the hard rind. And they did a pretty good job. It looks like it was a lot of fun. But doesn't this just look like the classic homesteading family, like little, kids and like doing fun stuff, and the dad? And,
No, listen, that mom is in yoga pants and a sweatshirt, and that
Oh, yeah.
that does, yeah.
I mean, that's just like the perfect. But if you read on, their story is just, it's so, it resonates with so many homesteaders, I think, because it all started with their food, right? They had some health issues that they traced back to their diet, and they decided to make a change, and they decided that, you know what, the best thing that they could do is produce their own food and be self-sufficient in that manner, and they just kind of took off from there. So they were raising eggs and pigs and chickens and just doing a whole lot of stuff. It's very inspirational, a lot of fun to see this little family that's doing well and having fun and experimenting with their chickens,
Yeah.
carving pumpkins. So, but
So that was fun.
yeah, this picture, that looks familiar.
Yes, it does.
We're currently getting near 24 eggs a day.
I gave up on trying to use them all in a day.
Yeah, I've been eating like 6 eggs in the morning when I
Oh, you're going to be
Mhm.
like Gaston.
be like, when I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs.
That's right. That would be perfect. That would work very well for me right now.
Oh, I should get Silas eating. But yeah, I mean, so
Silas would have to wake up for breakfast.
that's true. He like rolls out of
He
bed and
does.
does his school.
He does. Like, I will say that. He does get up. All of our kids do, but we have some different things going on right now. And there are sometimes that we just feel like their sleep is more important than
Yeah. So, but
sometimes
anyways,
it's a commodity that's hard to come by
that's true.
for some
So-
some children.
I think that's by their own choosing sometimes, though.
I think sometimes it's like hardwired into some of their brains, and
Well, that's
it's
true.
truly a challenge. Truly.
That's understandable. But anyway, so that's what is in the news. We've got more attacks on our food supplies.
Because why not?
Chickens and eggs and corn. We've got
Corn.
corn. It's the most beautiful thing.
Was that our chat? Nobody's talking to us today.
Nobody's talking today. I don't know why. It's okay.
That's all right. I was just wondering if that was actually...
That is actually our chat.
Because it's big. I can't
put
normally
it over
see
there
it.
so that you can see it.
I can see it, yeah.
And see, I've only got one camera in my way.
But it's...
But I've also got like a little chat box over here that I can move,
Oh, okay.
and I can see it over there. So we're in good.
We don't even have...
And then I can select that, and it'll pop it up on the screen.
We don't even have any of Silas's buddies
Yep. Silas's buddies not
bugging us.
bugging us. That's okay.
It's actually... it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I really do miss making videos. I'm starting to get into my groove at work, to where I know what to expect and how to expect it. Just in time for the time to change and it to get dark at 4 o'clock.
Sure.
So now I'm still not going to be able to make videos.
You have to be a weekend video warrior.
Weekend warrior. Except that you keep me running. This weekend we've got a pageant in Knoxville for Miss Shining Star.
It's an all special needs
It's going to be
event,
wonderful. I'm really excited.
and it's really important that we're there. I'm excited to go
Yep.
and to be a part of that.
So Christina's coming with us. She's excited to help out with that one.
That's right.
And then
The next weekend we have the Kentucky State, but I didn't rope you into that.
you didn't?
No, I was going to go without you.
Oh, that's true. I volunteered. I said I want to go
You-
too.
No, you didn't volunteer. You got recruited. You were specifically requested.
I like going to these things. I really do. It's a lot of fun, and I like being with you and doing the things that are important, and being with your friends, and it's a fun other community. We're like part of
No.
so many different communities. that
And
are
they
like-
don't go together.
They don't.
Well, they don't obviously go together, but that's actually not true. I would say I have met more honest to goodness farmers
Mm-hmm.
and farm girls
Yep.
in the pageant community than I have just living out here
That's
in farm country.
because as farmers we know how to grow them.
That's a song,
If you know what I mean.
if you know what I mean. That's right. But no, I think a lot of people don't get the whole pageant thing, but
Yep.
maybe we'll explain that another day. But
Another day. But yep. So we've got this weekend, and then next weekend, and then the weekend after that we've got more firefighter training. We got the CPR class. Did you want to go to that? You had mentioned that.
I might need my certification renewed, but you should probably take our children.
That's what I was thinking as well. So I'll text Chief and see how many spots we've got available.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so lots going on. So I don't know when we're gonna have a chance to get our fingers dirty, other than just making it a priority. I really got to make it a priority.
A lot going on.
That's okay. If you don't have a lot going on, then you're probably dead. It's like that video that's like blowing up on Instagram that I made, the little reel, where I'm like, people complaining that these homestead channels, all they do is chores.
Yeah, well,
Well, guess what? That is all we do. We just do chores, but that's okay, because we have fun with it. It's on purpose. But that, I guess that brings us to our topic for the evening. You know what our topic is?
only just barely. I think you told me about 15 minutes ago.
I told you before that. I told you as soon as I got home. I said I picked a topic.
I wasn't home when you got home.
I told you as soon as you got home.
Okay.
I picked a topic without you. I did give you an opportunity to think about it.
It's okay.
So, yeah, making money, making a little extra cash for the holidays. It's something that we have been known to do from time to time. Seems like
when we have to.
seems like the holidays, they always sneak up on you, and
Maybe not on ya, but on us.
on us. If you're anything like us, the holidays like to sneak up on you, and it's always more than you expect, because you're like, okay, we're gonna budget for Christmas presents, or we're gonna be crafty and make things this year for everybody, and
Yep.
and so you do that, and then your favorite niece in the whole world needs a present, so she's not gonna like butter, so you go and you buy her a
Butter.
princess
She would
fairy
like butter.
helicopter or something like that, and
Princess Fairy helicopter.
That's what I would buy her.
Okay.
And then, your nephews, they always, see you and they like to be firefighters. And so you have to buy them, their own skid unit and stuff. And it's just, it gets expensive. It does. And then on top of that, you've got travel, because we're always like going everywhere, visiting my family and your family in this way and that way. And so many different events and parties. And then you've got, food where entertaining people, and then you've always got something for church that you're so it sneaks up on you. It creeps up, and who doesn't like to make a little extra cash for the holidays? So I figured we'd talk about some of the crazy things that we've done in the past and some random ideas that we've had to make a little bit extra cash. And you can utilize the resources that you have and the skills that you have on your own property and within your own family to bring some value to the world and make some money for Christmas.
Okay.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
What's your favorite way to make a little extra cash for Christmas?
Oh, well, it's not a way that I would recommend to the masses.
I would say I would recommend it because a lot of people can do events well. Doesn't necessarily mean they're hosting a pageant,
So
but it could
if
mean
you need to make extra money for the holidays and you are not experienced in either of these things, then I don't recommend them. But, some people create YouTube videos
it's true.
or host local pageants.
Yeah. But I mean, what my thought process in that is, there is always, everybody knows something about something,
Yeah.
right? And so maybe it's not hosting a pageant, maybe it's hosting a learning event about plucking chickens. You wouldn't believe how many people don't know how chickens get their feathers removed.
In a washing machine.
In a washing machine.
Obviously.
It just makes perfect sense. You just wash them off of them. But no, I've seen that a lot in homesteading communities, inviting people to come out and have a little workshop and learn how to process their own food so that, this lost skill, this lost art can be revived within communities and people can start, taking the fear out of, managing their own food supply. Other events like little festival type events or little competitions that you can host. People love to be a part of things, and I think that that's one of the things that we have noticed.
No, you're absolutely right. And so I will say that, but I think to add to that, this is absolutely not a risk-free option.
Absolutely.
So if you are very strapped for cash and you need, there are some other things that you could do that I can mention here in a minute.
Yep.
But if you're really strapped for cash, I don't recommend going this route because it does cost money and you are not guaranteed to make money.
Right.
So even as we host these events, we know that we're constantly fighting that line between.
Yeah. It does take some
losing money, breaking even, and
attention.
then actually turning a profit that's going to be beneficial to our family.
Especially in the line of stuff that we're doing. When you've got venues that you have to rent, and you've got awards that you have to purchase, and you've got all the stuff that you got to do on the front end, hoping that you get. But we've done this long enough to know, okay, in this time frame, with this size venue, with this type of event, we can expect this number of people to come.
But
so
definitely not something you're going to want
Nope.
to just go into thinking, oh, well, I'll host
this.
an event and it'll be easy and we'll make money. Mm-mm. That's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
But
it does, if you have some experience with an event and if you have the ability to take that slight risk,
Yep.
and you have a good head on your shoulders, a good sense for business, then I think that you
Yep.
can make it profitable and work for you.
Wouldn't that be cool if once we build our barn, if we just host hoedowns, charge $5-10, come on in, have a hoedown, we'll have some hors d'oeuvres and drinks and good old fun dancing, and
Oh gosh, that's not going to be a thing.
that'd be a lot of fun.
No,
A lot of fun.
that sounds terrible. Everything about that sounds terrible.
So just thinking outside of the box, thinking of what you can add value to, what you can add value to the community and to those around you, because people like to be a part of stuff. That's what I found. People like to be involved and a part of the things that other people are doing. So if you can give them something to be involved with, you can make a little extra money
Okay.
if you do it well.
Great.
What are some other things? I have taken up artisanal blacksmithing
Yes.
and really enjoy that. And there's so many simple projects and simple things that you could put very little effort into learning how to do, and then just do them over and over and get really good at it. And then they sell like crazy. I mean, these little handmade bottle openers. I mean, they sell for $8-9. The metal costs you literally like $1.
Mm.
And then if you are good at it, you can hammer one of these things out in a mere 5 minutes or so, and it's fun. Caleb and an entire group of see a contra dance together. It's like a hoedown.
Hey, no, Jennifer, we actually just
Did a contra dance for our
our church had a Reformation Sunday celebration, and we had contra dancing this past Sunday, and our children loved it.
Yep.
Loved it.
They had a blast.
It was a lot of fun.
Even Silas danced.
Even Silas danced. How about that?
Yep, he had a good time. He also ran over some small children, but it wasn't too bad.
He did
No,
well.
he did really
for
well.
Silas.
But yeah, just being able to learn a skill that you can make something small, and then flea markets and
Yes, way.
yes way, flea markets and little venues where you can just set up shop. You can even share a booth with a lot of people sometimes, just to bring in more people to it, and just these little knickknacks and things that you can create with very minimal effort will produce quite a bit. I mean, one weekend you can make a few $100 pretty easily. And then you're pretty crafty too.
Am I?
Yeah, I remember one year you made shirts to make
That's
money
true.
for Christmas.
I did.
So
We have a vinyl cutting machine, a Cricut, and a heat press. And we came up with, I think you actually put it in the computer and designed
Yeah.
it for us, but this fun little reindeer unicorn
reindeer unicorn
for little girls.
Yep.
And I think we made some, what do you call them? The
Oh, the little
the Star Wars things with we put antlers on them.
Uh-huh.
With
And-
the big,
and then the
whatever
truck,
they
the
are.
little truck, Ford truck with the Christmas tree
Yeah,
in the back.
yeah.
So just made different little.
And sold them, and that went over well.
Yep. So, but just it doesn't have to be a lot to make a big difference. Because I mean, just a little bit of effort and just a little bit of time that you spend doing these things. Not only are you putting yourself into it and having fun and get to do them with your kids, or even let your kids do it. I know Alyssa, she was like, hey, I need to raise money for cheer one year, and
Yes.
she designed her own shirts
Yes,
and
she did.
sold them to
She drew it
everybody
out.
at school. And
You put it in the computer.
what's
Harvey,
going on?
let's don't be up there, Harvey. Okay,
You all right there, buddy? Yeah?
it's
Thank you.
not a great idea to be.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, she did. She drew her own design and put it into Design Space, and we helped her manage
Yeah.
that. But she
Cut
did
it
well.
out and press it, and yeah.
She made a good deal of money for her.
Yeah, she sold something
Cheer
like
team.
20-something shirts, and she did great.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's little stuff like that, and then selling stuff online is so easy. I mean, if you want to market it yourself and push it really hard, you can just jump on Facebook Marketplace, and
It's true.
I mean, so we've got an old barn, right? That's all fallen in, and I imagine that's similar to a lot of rural homesteading families. They've got an old shed or something that they can steal wood off of. But I made these charcuterie boards. It's a fancy word for just a cheese plate, right?
It's like It's just literally like a piece of wood.
It's a piece of wood.
It's literally just a piece of wood.
So I took this wood off of the side of the barn, I cut it down to the size that I wanted it, and I made it all nice and smooth, sanded it down, put a little food grade oil coating on it so that it would be nice and pretty. And I did forge some cool little handles to put on it.
Which was a nice touch.
It was a nice touch, but it's not necessary.
And then I helped by kind of putting together a few little things to
Yeah.
go with it.
So we did this for our family members for Christmas one year, but it was so valuable. I mean, these charcuterie boards, if you look online and Etsy shops and things like that, they sell for 50, 60, 70 bucks. And if they're hand forged handles and things like that, they could go for even more. So it doesn't take a lot to make a little extra money for Christmas.
Sure.
You can do things like that. But I think that the mindset is more of what you need to focus on, because I think that so many people have a not necessarily a victim mindset, but a mindset of I can't do this. I'm stuck in this place. I'm without hope. I don't have what I need, and I don't know how to get what I need. But it just takes a little bit of creative thinking and effort.
So there are two things I'll add.
Yeah.
So one is 1 year, I had the help of some people who had done this before, some family members of ours, who they watched the hot toy lists for.
That's another great one, yeah.
And it is a full-time job if you want to do this, but it I won't say it doesn't work, because it does. You watch the hot toy list, and so there are rare toys that are hard to find that people just really want for Christmas. And if you know what days that your like Walmart and your toy stores and your Targets and things are getting their deliveries, and you are stay-at-home mom and you can be there at 7 a.m. when they get their truck and basically purchase those at retail off of the truck, you can sell them for, you can upsell those to the people who want or need them for their children. So that's something that some people do. I did that once. That is exhausting.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite way to make money is not, at the holidays, is not to make money, but it's to save it.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean, I remember 1 year that we literally had nothing.
Yeah.
We had nothing. And I did not know what I was going to do. We had 2 of our 3 children at the time and plenty of other family members that we needed to do something for. We needed to purchase a gift for. And I literally had no idea how we were going to do it. And so I started thinking creatively. And, you're talking about different things, blacksmithing and forging things. And instead of just selling those items, which you can do, you can also use those items as gifts. So you can use your talents and the things that you have and that you can do as gifts. So we, I remember that one particular year I went to my sister's house and she had a massive stockpile of fabric. She'd just been collecting it over here. She had so much fabric. And I ended up making Silas a cape that cost us $0 because my sister just let us have the fabric that I needed. It was like a superhero cape. It's like Spider-Man fabric, and we still have it. And I made Alyssa a princess cape out of fabric that was there, and it was really easy. Both were reversible. Silas used to feel like he got his superpowers from it, and he would wear it to the doctors. Like if he had to go get shots, like he'd wear it to the doctor's office just to keep him safe.
And those were huge hits.
Yeah,
all the cousins wanted capes the next year.
They did, and I was like, gosh, that was a lot of work, guys. And then that year, I made your dad.
Heirloom permaculture, good to have you here.
Hi, I made your dad an apron.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a weird thing to make, but
he loves that thing.
I know he does. But he hunts obviously, and he butchers his own meat once once he harvests a deer or a turkey off of the property, and this was made out of it was sort of a vinyl apron so that it would wipe clean pretty easily, but it had the look of leather, of brown leather, so it looked really nice. And I remember one time it broke and he's like, you have to fix it. And I was like, okay, but that was many years ago. And so I think my favorite way to make money for Christmas is actually to just find ways to save it. By just using what you have and making something that's not just phoning it in, but something that is meaningful. And I think that with enough thought and with enough effort, that's doable.
Yep, absolutely. So I remember you trying to go around and buy all the different things, and that's that's a significant investment to do like the hot toys lists, and it's
I
a
mean, some people make it their
Yeah.
job. It was not
and
for me.
it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of risk involved. So I definitely wouldn't recommend it, but you definitely can make some good
You
money.
can, yeah.
Shopping the Black Friday deals and things like that. You can make make some fun stuff out of it. But anyways, yeah. So the mindset: don't feel like you can't. Don't feel like you're stuck where you're at. Don't.
There's always something.
There is always something. There's always something, and there's always a way to add value to somebody else's life, even if it doesn't equate to monetary means at the moment. If you can help somebody in some way, make somebody smile, bring somebody some value, even just talk to somebody and let them share some stories with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's important, and it will pay off in droves.
Yeah.
I will say this. There's one more thing that I wanted to say about the money thing. Obviously, you can sell stuff, right? You can sell things that you don't need. You can sell things around the house. But I would warn you to be cautious about this. And this is something that we learned, or I learned, early on in our marriage. And I have no regrets. You know, we were needing money, and I had a way to liquidate some things that were special, so that we could have the money that we needed. And I don't regret that. But I did learn some things, and I would love for other people to learn this without having to make
Sure.
the hard choices, is that it is easier to make the money that you would have received from selling a precious item in a different way than it is to get that precious item back.
It's true.
Um,
I think the only difference, really, or the biggest difference, is that the other one is immediate.
One is immediate, and one is a permanent fix to a temporary situation. And that's kind of what I learned from that instance. And it really wasn't anything. I had some musical instruments, some guitars, some amps and things that I had used all through my high school years and into college, and didn't really play them as much anymore, but I still enjoyed them. And I still enjoyed music and loved that. And I decided to sell those in order to, I can't even remember what it was. I think that Alyssa needed some clothes. She was a baby, and we were like, we need to get her some clothes and things. And so, I got $200-300 worth of, cash out of some instruments, and we were able to buy her the things that she needed and take care of our family for a little bit. But ever since that day, it's been like, how easy would it have been to come up with a plan to make another $100 or to do a little work for something, and then be able to.
What state are we located in? We are
Confusion.
Oh, that's fair.
We're in Tennessee. We're in Middle Tennessee, so kind of just right next to the very center of it, actually. And it has been rather nice this week, except for the overcast and not rainy.
It's been nice. It's been great weather.
It's been nice.
So,
But yeah, fun stuff. So yeah, don't have that mentality of I can't do it. Figure out a way. You can do it. I believe in you. Give it the old homestead try. Homestead. We are a homestead. I have to home instead all the time. Every morning I have to go and say, "Hey, chickens." Our penguin is starting to get a little feisty.
a little feisty.
Yeah, he was showing his oats with Silas earlier today. So we have a rooster that we named Penguin. Does Tennessee have cottage laws to give homesteaders more selling options? They do. They have some protection laws. In fact, that they were just increased the. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a Homestead Act where
Yeah, I saw that.
you can be exempt from bankruptcy, like a certain amount per family, and it was like $7,000 a person for the longest time, since like back in the 70s, and then before that it was like $1,000 a person. But they just increased that to match inflation to be somewhere close to like $35,000 a person. So I think the max is like $125,000. So basically, what that means is that if you have a homestead, and for whatever reason financial difficulty falls upon you, and you have to file bankruptcy, like Chapter 7 or Chapter 11, it might be Chapter 13. I can't remember which one it is exactly. I read all about it.
One of those chapters.
But you can file and then have that amount of your assets protected. So basically, we could say, hey, the house is going to be protected. You can sell off the land around it, but the house is ours, so we don't have to move or things like that.
Sure.
So that's one of the things that makes it, kind of gives some protection to homesteaders. I don't know that it makes it easier to sell in the area. But it does, there are also like property tax laws that enable you to be like in a green area, which just basically means it's for agricultural purposes. It's not for development. And then you don't have to pay as much in property taxes. Makes it a little bit easier to manage that. Of course, if you ever take yourself out of the green area, then you have to pay those back taxes. I think it's crazy.
It is crazy.
So, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I'd have to talk to my lawyer buddy to get all the details on it. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. Thanks for the question.
But Tennessee, I would say, is a reasonably great state for homesteaders.
In most areas, yeah. I mean, there are some areas, specific counties, that are
difficult for sure, absolutely, but not right here where we are. I feel like they're
very reasonable. They're focused on agriculture. They're focused on increasing the ability for farmers and homesteaders and local people to be able to live off of the resources that they have, because we don't have a lot of else. There's not a lot of industry in our county. There's not a lot of
Oklahoma here, pretty supportive. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard Oklahoma's really good about that.
So of course Oklahoma was one of the first places where everything was like, hey, you get 160 acres, just go build a shed on it.
That's right. Yeah.
With the big push to move out west, so probably where a lot of the homesteading movements came from, which is remarkable if you think about it, to go and move all the way across the country in hopes of having land, and then just nothing.
Yeah.
There is nothing around, and you have to make it.
Yeah.
That would be a fun adventure.
It would. I mean, I say that because I don't have to do it.
Right.
But it would be. I do think that it would be fun, but I'm grateful that we don't have to.
Right. We can drive 45 minutes and get to a Walmart.
Goodness. Yeah.
So, but it's been an hour. Right on the money.
We did it.
We did it.
All right.
I'm going to congratulate ourselves. Pat you on the back. Good job.
Thanks.
You didn't talk too much. See, I think the key is having very few notes.
Too much.
Having very few notes and
of the
just
two of
letting
us
you ramble as necessary.
Yeah, I think just not telling you what we're going to talk about until the last minute.
I offered. I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And you're like, "I don't know. I had to think about it." And then you didn't tell me, and so I was like, "I gotta put something up." My family came from Oklahoma, from Georgia. They were walking with a military escort. Oh, I'm sure, with everything in the wilderness wanting to kill you. So,
yeah.
But that might have been more of a Native American escort.
Mm-hmm.
That might be what they're getting at. That's a sad story altogether.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
Way to end it on a sad note. Jeepers. Yeah.
Trail of Tears. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
definitely a lot of things in history that you can look back on and say, why in the world did we do it that way?
It's funny because Silas is really getting in depth into history this year, and
U.S. history specifically.
and that's really the thing that I think he keeps coming to us with is
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Why did we do this, or
Yeah.
you know, just why did they think this was okay? I don't know. Good job.
Alright.
Your rambling flows well. Hey, thanks.
Yep, you're right. Not
It's-
sad, just
it's
history.
That's true.
And being able to learn from the past is the key to having a successful future. If we ignore it, if we hide it, if we run away from it, we're destined to
Yeah.
repeat it. And that's another story altogether.
Is it?
Yes, I won't get into destroying monuments of historic things just to ignore.
Look at the
history.
time.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. It's a lot of fun doing these live streams, and we'll hopefully, Lord willing, if the creek don't rise, that's another native.
It'd be great if the creek
reference.
rose just a little. There's nothing in the creek right
No,
now.
it's not like the Water Creek.
I
It's like the nation, like the First Peoples Nation. If the creek don't rise
but
and scalp us.
thank you. But I was relating it literally to our empty creek.
Yes, you're right. All right. It would be nice if we got some water. Anyways, I ramble again. We love you all. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Maybe next week. What are we going to talk about? All right, we'll figure it out. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next video.